This is Victor Anthony Simon Young, Barbados senior athlete.
Hello, Mr. Young.
Good night.
Mr. Young.
First thing that get me vexed tonight, when I hear Victor, cause he's got my first name. Victor Lewis thought, well, he is in the departure lounge. What departure lounge was? Departure lounge. I want to make that abundantly clear.
All right,
I
enough
don't
is
want to
that.
hear you with that again.
Thank you very
Now,
much, sir.
my next part, Grind is not neither by night person. Grind understand what he's talking about. He doesn't come there with any fictitious things. He comes with facts. The point about it is that nobody in that administration, the males or the females, could say anything. You know what is a muzzle?
Yes.
Do you know what is a muzzle?
Yes, sir.
You put it on puppies or dogs to stop them from biting or barking, right?
Yes.
The muzzle is on all those guys. You watch the body language.
Yes,
Their
sir.
body language when they come into Parliament and they see the mistress, because they say she's a good school mistress. You don't show the shiver. Do you watch them clear? Those guys can't open the mouth, none of them. They will never ever open the mouth. You want those guys to lose that pick? Well, them can be getting that pick that they get in the rest. Huh?
You're right. So
Listen, but I can tell you something.
Yes.
You know that they talk about the senior games, you know. You know that they come out and say they can have it.
Oh, wonderful.
As they say they can have it on the 9th, which is with Monday, June. But they got to put in some kind of money too, because we want to know where all this money going. Nothing going on for my pension. And I can't, where it going?
Well,
So, but listen, let me. But I'm happy to hear about the senior games. And we were going to be following it once it's going
Yes,
on.
keep following it and make sure that you see it, because I am keeping them on their toes all the time.
Yes, sir. I know you
They've
are.
given me a call too. They've given me a call. So I'm keeping them on their toes. But don't worry about those guys who is calling you. Those people who are calling you, they're political prostitutes. So don't get worried about that.
Yeah.
Like you, I've been in town too long to worry about that.
Right.
And you're not, Glenn is not nobody who just on the thing just coming to talk. If people had listened to one half, they would have seen, listen to one half speech.
Listen,
You know, one half had to break his silence.
you're right.
When I know when was getting back.
but
But when they get what they want, isn't it?
But let me ask you something, Mr. Young. Can I ask you? You've been. I don't know if you've been watching the show and hearing the number of places that they are
I
selling.
see half of Bobby has gone already. And in a section, on for murder, I see all the places there. All the places they can sell. They can't sell up in here, but it's so easy. Because don't show a gap. But they will sell all the front. All the yes, when they done got the workers already to sell them. He's like, listen, the lead, let me tell you something. This is our leader. He like money bad. He's a money woman. He love it.
Well, I'm hoping that Barbadians will take note of what's going on here.
I see one put on a little piece for my pension. That's all I got. I get all my supplements and my shoes so expensive, and I got to take them out of my little pension.
I understand, but we wanna congratulate you, and we are gonna follow on with you for the senior grade.
Listen, I believe if she could have fired me, she would have fired me now. If she can't fire me, she gonna come out there on the track and line up right to me and run. I would never get fired. Yeah, boy. That'd be a hacker. She wouldn't be able to get me fired at all.
What do you think about the Reverend speech? Did you hear the Reverend sermon today in church?
Yeah, but I want the Reverend instead of preaching to come out and do what we should do.
Which is what?
Huh?
Which is what?
Thank you, bye-bye. Thank you, bye-bye.
Sometimes it's good to stay to be able to represent as well.
I want all our pretty talk. I want the ones that you know the conscience biting them. So thank you, bye-bye.
He's not appointed by her, though. He's an independent senator.
But tell me something. How the two radio stations ain't see that document that fall off the track?
I don't know. we
How come that the two the moderators on CBC and the other thing and the other guy there was the Reverend that is deep in the morning thing? How come they don't see that document that fall off?
They used to see the ones that fell off the tracks prior to 2018.
Would they not see it?
I don't know, but I know we have it here. And
listen, I know got him come up here for my thing and I can try to copy it and see if I can got him in my phone. I can look at it occasionally.
and you will see that Do Good did bad because what he told the people that the deal was not set, that it was, we didn't have a deal as yet, it wasn't over yet, and so on. We realized.
You mean Dodo, you said Dodo did sleep, man. Dodo, I know about that. Saying that document. He was sleeping.
Okay.
He's moving around, but he dropped asleep regular, right?
Oh, I see.
So you want to see it?
I see.
You see the rest behind you there standing up and smiling. He got a kind of looking up in the air.
Right. Yeah, put up the picture. Really, Mr. Douglas looked like he was falling asleep at one point.
Yeah, he dropped asleep. He can't stand along standing up. He dropped asleep. I got to tell him do some conditioning.
They look very reluctant. Why am I here?
You can hear them tomorrow when they call him program.
Yeah.
But they don't come after me because they ain't got no secrets for me, so they keep far enough from me.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Senior. Thank you so much. God
Mr.
bless
Young.
you.
All right.
Yes.
Mr.
Young, thank you.
Young by name and nature.
Yes, I tell you.
Marcia, given that
Yes.
the Prime Minister is Minister in charge of planning, there's some statements here later put on record I took from the press data. She said, her administration must meet the expectations of residents seeking jobs in the tourism industry. It will continue to have the conversation on the issue. Okay? In other words, it says, because most of the people who are speaking, we have the benefit of jobs, but the reality is when it gets to St. Lucie, St. Peter, there are still people looking for jobs in tourism sector. And the last one, but at the same token, you have to be sensitive to the things that you must do to keep a level playing field. So I'm more than willing. So listen. So I am more than willing to listen to some of you and to meet with you and to meet with the developer. Isn't this after the fact? So I am willing. So I'm more than willing to listen to some of you. For whatever that means, that's not a little disdainful and scornful to me.
Some of you, not all.
There's a caller on the line, but hold that there because I want to make a comment on that. So hold that right there. Let's hear the caller. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Marcia and friends, and to my loyal opposition. Good night, Comrade McLean, and good night to the effervescent Glenn Murray.
Oh, Lord.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to hear you. I enjoy very much listening to Mr. Anthony Primus Young as usual. I can't get enough of that guy. Well, in it makes you laugh. He's very serious about what he says. And I agree wholeheartedly with what he has been saying. And the document shows you clearly, because I tried to grasp as much as possible from that document. And Corbin McLean is right. Once this current regime was in opposition, they had been plotting and planning how best they're going to look to sell out Barbados, basically. Because they continuously do things without acquainting the people that put them there in the first place. Such as one of Corbin McLean and Glenn would remember this. You remember when they were looking to build do some construction work up in St. Lawrence Gap, and there was some supposed meeting about it.
Right.
All that area were up in arms. Do you remember that, Corbin McLean?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thorne, who was then a member of it, was there in the forefront,
yes,
representing the public.
They were up in arms about that, and they said they can't just come up here and do things without. I remember this was a color, this was a black man that said, no, this was a white gentleman that said that works. I know very high ranked in the private sector. I say you just can't come in here and do things without acquainting the residents. And it caused a big stir. And I haven't heard anything about that project.
Well, but if I can update you on that, let me update you on that. On Wednesday, we're going to do a story on that, Mr. Lewis, because that opposition, the opposition to that, a lot of people don't know and don't remember, was led by Honorable Thorne, Minister Thorne. When he was a minister, not when he was the opposition leader. And we're researching that.
When he's a member of the BLP.
He was a member of the BLP,
right?
And he was MP for the area, and he actually led that, and they won. They backed down. The government backed down. So it's not, Mr. Thorne has been standing up, like Miss Haynes, like Senator Haynes, even while he was part of the BLP. But caller, just give another last comment, because I have callers backed up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, to end off, right? I compare to some extent the outgoing PM to Donald Trump. Because if you saw, I don't know if you saw it, Marcia, the back and forth between him and President Zelensky.
Okay.
He don't like nobody standing up. He don't like nobody standing up to him. You can't stand up to him. So it's the same thing here. President Haynes stood up for what she believed in, and unfortunately, she met the political chopping block as to what happened. And this is a rare occurrence. This is something that we need to stand up against.
Yes.
Comrades and friends and everybody up there. We need to continue to speak out. Marcia, where are the marches? We need marches. And we need to get out there and let them know you can't stop people from speaking. It's their right. It's a democratic right, no matter what side it's sat on.
Yes,
guys, continue to grow up. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. Thank you.
Great contribution as usual. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Murray. While I get to the next caller, oh my goodness, this person called. I don't know how many times, so I have to get through to them. Okay, she's calling again. Oh boy, just hang on, Mr. Murray.
No problem.
Yes. Good night, caller.
Yes, good night, please.
Good night. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Yes, good night, ma'am. I can remember in 2018, at the end of the election.
Yes, sir.
Our Prime Minister came on the platform and said to Mr. Van der Stewart, "Come clean." And no, she ain't not coming clean. That's all I have to say.
Yes, very well said. I love it. And you've been calling all night. Thank you for waiting to say that she is not coming clean, is what he's saying. Thank you so much,
She
caller.
ain't coming clean. And she said to Mr. Van der Stewart and to Mr. Chris Link here to come clean. I see Enoch coming clean.
Yes, yes,
Have a
yes.
good night, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank
good
you.
night. Thank you. And thanks for being patient.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mr. Murray, back to you. I owe
Yeah.
it.
No, I was fascinated by these statements. That's why I took so many of them. I think the most significant one, to me, is the most um, insulting because it's belittling the intelligence of Barbados. It says, but at the same token, we have to be sensitive to the things that we must do to keep a level playing field. So I am more than willing to listen to some of you and to meet with you and to meet with the developers. So the way she's talking, you would think that the process is still underway and there is no completion. To me, the two are contradictory. Which is the real story? There's just a pacify and hope that we'll fall for that. And she said that and move on. There's no follow up. Well, I follow up because it does not make sense to me.
Yeah, because she was meeting with she remember out of the six organization and ministries, she makes up about four of them. So she's already met with the developer. It's like she's acting as though, oh, I have to do this independent thing now and do, but we've just seen the documents.
Marcia, I just wanted, because I promised I would have checked. In 2018, guess who was the Minister of Transport, Works and Maintenance? Guess who?
Duguay.
Mr. Dr. Duguay.
Right.
After that, he became the Minister of Planning and Development and Senior Minister in the Prime Minister's Office with responsibility for coordinating infrastructural project programs and some other something commission. I had it here on my tablet.
He also had a stint at housing too.
But right, so he has been in all the ministries. So he would have probably between that period, he would have and now between 2018 and now, he would have touched at least 3 of the ministries on that list of 6. Is 6?
So therefore, what we're saying that it's it stands to reason that he should have seen this document that we read tonight that fell off the truck to us, and to see that this whole deal, all of it, based on what is in this document, should have been done by April 2022.
So he should have seen it, or as Mr. Young said, he was sleeping on the job. If he didn't see it,
he was sleeping on the job.
I mean, if you look back at them, he was either somewhere in transport, works and maintenance, housing, or planning and development in the Prime Minister's office as a senior minister with special responsibility for coordinated infrastructural projects.
Yes. Thank you. There's a caller. I know I still look like Mr. Lewis has something to say. Hang on to it, Mr. Lewis. Write it down. Just hang on. Let me go to the caller. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening. What I want to say is that coming through loud and clear is that what is the purpose of Parish Speaks when you are going parish by parish, pretending that you are listening to the masses, but you have already cemented and finalized substantive plans? This is, I believe, a mockumentary of justice when you can create an environment of almost like a mock participatory avenue for the public to be listened to, but in truth, behind the scenes it's a mockery because you have already like premeditated what you want, how you want, who you would entertain, and upon which grounds, and you round up legal luminaries to do your bidding, and then you have ministers as puppets. And on this note, I would wish that people stop being brought into the parliament, putting the public like what you call the public officers as living shields, as live shields. Let the ministers come prepared and stop putting the public to be in a precarious position in having to speak to X and Y situation in those circumstances. Let the ministers do their job and stop having public officers or public servants be like live targets in a parliamentary environment.
Yes.